What's up, guys? I know some of you guys have been asking for a tutorial on how to get your randomizer working for your Pokemon game. I'm going to try to keep things relatively simple here just to give you a start on how to do this. There are 3 things that you're going to need. Number 1, you need an emulator. Number 2, you need a ROM. And number 3, you're going to need your randomizer. First thing you want to do is find yourself an emulator. I use Desmume for my Heart Gold series right now. So Google that, first link that pops up for Desmume, and then click on their download page right here, and then that will take you to this link here, which you click this to go to your downloads, and then you'll have a list of downloads right here that you can choose between. Find the one that works for your machine, download it, and then you're going to right click the zip file because it's in a zip file. Right click it and extract it to the location that you want it to be at, and make sure you remember where that is so that you can find it again so you can execute it later. Another one I like to use, MGBA right here, is another good one. You can just scroll over here and hit their downloads link, and this will take you to these links right here that work for your machine. This one's only Game Boy Advance. The other one is for Nintendo DS, so it's going to be different for the ROMs that work for each of the emulators. So number 1 is you want to make sure your ROM is compatible with your emulator before you even get a ROM. So pick the game that you're going to want first, then grab an emulator that works for them, okay? Then you're going to want to go get yourself a ROM. Now there's a variety of different sites you can get that at. I like to use emulatorgames.net. You can click this little ROM here at the top left, that'll bring you to the ROMs, or you can go to the top right and search for it right here. So you can search for the specific ROM you want. Now if I'm going to use Nintendo DS, I'm going to click that, and the first thing that pops up is Heart Gold. Boom. You want Heart Gold? Click Heart Gold. Then you're going to want to hit Save Game, and then it'll download right here. So it'll pop up on your bottom left, you'll have a little ROM to download, and then you're going to want to store that, ideally in a folder that is called ROMs, so you can find it again, because you're going to want to figure out exactly where that location is. You need to know. Once you have your ROM, the next thing you need to do is get your randomizer. Now, if you Google the Universal Pokemon Randomizer, this is one of the first links that pops up. And this is the randomizer that I'm currently using that runs as far as Black and White 2, I think. And then you're going to want to click this link to go to the downloads. You go to the download screen, you download for your platform, and then you have your randomizer. Now you should have just executables at this point, so you should be pretty golden, all right? So now that you've got that all set up, the first thing you're going to want to do is actually open your randomizer. So you pop the randomizer open right here, and this is what you're going to end up with is this file, this executable that pops up. And the first thing you want to do is go to Open ROM in the upper right. Remember where you had your ROM location, folder called ROMs, figure out where that is, put it into here. So I have these randomized versions. I'm going to grab my original Pokemon Heart Gold, open it up, put it in here. If you look at ROM information now, Heart Gold will pop up. Now another thing to remember is don't start grabbing random games that aren't real games because they might not work with the randomizer. It has to be compatible and it has to pop up here for it to work. And then you have a variety of different things that you can change here. I recommend mousing over every single tooltip because you'll get detailed information to all of these, so you can tailor your game through all of these tabs to exactly how you want your game to be. When you are finally done, you're going to hit the randomize button so that you can save it. You're going to save it once again back in your ROM folder so that you now have a new ROM that you have created yourself that has been randomized. So then you can close out once that's completely done and it's finished randomizing. It'll take a few minutes to do so. Close out on that, open up your emulator, which should now also be installed on your machine. Make sure you remember where that was. And you're going to hit File and then Open ROM. And then when that pops up, now your ROMs are in here. Make sure you grab the one that was randomized. So this is my second playthrough, so it's my second randomized version. And then you hit Open. And then you should be golden and good to go at that point. So Yeah, hopefully that clears up what everybody was kind of looking for at this point for a tutorial. If not, feel free to ask questions in the comments below, and I will try to address as anything else that you might be working with. If you have a Mac, I probably can't help you, but it's pretty much the same thing overall. Other than that, it should be fairly self-explanatory. If you like this tutorial and you like my content, please give me a follow. I would greatly appreciate it. I hope you all have a wonderful day.